The idea of pulling a fifth wheel or travel trailer can be daunting, but we have several tips to help boost your confidence and get you out there on the road.
Now, in the video description below, we will also include a link to a companion blog with even more resources to help.
We're Mike and Jennifer Wendland with RV Lifestyle, and here are some great tips for towing an RV.
Tip number 1, learn and practice before your first road trip. Now, of course, to start off, you need to learn the basics of towing. You should understand how to connect and disconnect your rig correctly. Adjust the weight distribution hitch if you have one of those. Maneuver your vehicle and your trailer in different situations. Practice. Practice reacting in dangerous situations that you can recreate. Like trailer swaying and sliding. How would you handle that?
Now, when we bought our fifth wheel, I went to driving school to learn everything Mike just mentioned and more. Even though Mike does most of the driving, it's important I know how to pull our RV too, in case something happens to Mike. You can also learn by watching instructional videos online or asking an experienced RVer to teach you. It's a good idea to practice towing in an empty parking lot or a quiet road to get a feel for how your vehicle and trailer handle. Backing up can be tricky. The link in the description includes a resource for a backing up an RV learner's kit.
Tip number 2, check your signal lights before every single road trip. Now, before every road trip, you need to make sure the lights on your vehicle and your trailer work. And that includes the headlights, the tail lights, the turn signals, the brake lights. Have a helper stand outside your tow vehicle and your RV to confirm that all of the lights are working correctly.
It's important to do this every time. If you don't have a helper, get out from behind the wheel, walk around, and make sure the blinkers work. Ask someone near you in the campground to check the brake lights.
Tip number 3, check your tire pressure every travel day.
The pressure is crucial when towing an RV. If your tires are underinflated, they can overheat and fail, which can lead to a dangerous situation. If they are overinflated, you'll have a bumpy ride ahead of you.
So before every travel day, check the tire pressure of your tow vehicle and your trailer tires. Inflate them to the recommended cold pressure that's listed on your owner's manual or on the tire sidewall. We have an entire article, a whole bunch of articles, in fact, dedicated to this topic. If you wish to learn more, we'll put some links in the description below.
Tip number 4, stay in the right or middle lane when towing an RV. It's best to stay in the right or middle lane of the road. These lanes allow you to drive at a safe speed without holding up traffic. There is some controversy over when you should drive in the middle lane, but the general consensus is that you should drive in the middle lane in populated areas with frequent on and off ramps. That way, you don't have to keep switching lanes or adjusting your speed as other vehicles merge on and off the freeway.
Now, if there are not frequent on-ramps, it's generally agreed you should probably stay in the right lane and only use the middle lane to pass.
Number 5, watch your speed, no more than 65 miles an hour. The sweet spot for speed when towing is between 60 and 65 miles an hour, depending, of course, on traffic conditions. Any faster than that, and you are courting a disaster. If you have to do a sudden stop or swerve to avoid a road hazard. Do some RVers exceed this? Yes, they do. And they also are not very responsible.
Now, it is okay to use speed control. That will ensure, at least it does for me, that I'm not going to exceed those safe towing speeds, because that can creep up on you if you're not paying attention. But only use cruise control if the conditions are right. It's best to use cruise control on flat, straight roads with little traffic and no adverse weather. Using cruise control is probably not advised on hilly or winding roads, in heavy traffic, like when you get in a big urban area, or when driving in severe winds.
Number 6, don't overcorrect when steering.
Now, if you feel your trailer starting to sway, Don't slam on the brakes. That'll really worsen the situation. Don't jerk the steering wheel. Instead, gently apply the brakes and gently steer in the direction of the sway, just enough to counteract that swaying.
Keep your vehicle pointed forward as much as possible. Otherwise, you risk the trailer fishtailing and or swaying around and flipping.
Number 7, don't tow in severe weather or high winds. In very wet or icy conditions, your trailer could hydroplane or it could slide. It can be very difficult to regain control once you start to lose it. In high winds, your RV can act like a sail. High winds can cause your trailer to sway or even push you right off the road. It's best to just wait it out until conditions improve.
The link in the video descriptions below include our tips for driving an RV in strong winds. But every time before you set out, you should always check the weather forecast for your route and plan accordingly.
Now I have a bonus tip for you. Watch out for low clearances. You must never forget to account for the height of your RV when you're driving under carports, bridges, overpasses. A big danger when you're pulling into a hotel or a gas station, always look up for those canopies. Make sure your RV is not too tall for it.
Sometimes we can forget we're towing. Don't let that happen. And ask your passenger to remind you of any height limitations they see as you're pulling off the road. We're Mike and Jen with RV Lifestyle. Be sure to subscribe for more RV tips.